Hello and welcome to Cloudy Vaughan. Today is Sunday, April the 21st. The time is 10:50, just under 11 a.m. And today's video is a little special because we are going right over there, Canada's Wonderland. Today is Passholder Preview Day. Special day for season pass holders, and you can also bring their friends. That's where you can ride the rides first. Canada's Wonderland is not yet open for the season, but we have a special ticket, so today we'll be checking it out. Just keep in mind, it's only the first day, so not all rides might be operational. Not all kiosks might be open, and also some food options might be closed still. But in general, you can still ride all of the big rides, such as Yukon Striker, Leviathan, Behemoth, and it should be a fun day. So right now, we are on Jane Street as we're walking to Norwood. And the park is supposed to open at 11 a.m. So by the time we arrive at the front gates, we should be able to just walk in. So while we're walking to the park, some interesting history facts about it are that it's actually not even 100 years old yet. Even though it's an amusement park, it hasn't been open for that long. It has opened since 1981, but as we see it today, it right now it's owned by Cedar Fair, which is most popular for all of their theme parks and amusement parks in the US. When it opened in 1981 first, it was not owned by Cedar Fair, but it was owned by two different companies. One was a media and communications, and the other one, I forget at the moment. But it stayed that way until 2006, when it was finally sold to Cedar Fair. And as it remains today, it is still owned by Cedar Fair. So we're just waiting for the light here to cross. And in the distance, over there you can see Leviathan rising tall. And then we can just about make out Yukon Striker in the distance, if I zoom in here, and also Windseeker. Of course, when it first opened, it looked nothing like it does right now. There was essentially no skyline. None of the B&H mega coasters were built yet, and it was more of a theme park. Right now it is an amusement park though. If you're ever visiting, keep in mind that there are a few theaters and shows going on during the summer mostly, and it's also open for a few weeks during October and December. During Oktoberfest, it is the Halloween haunt. There are spooky seasons, spooky events. And then when it opens for December, that's where Winterfest happens, which is the winter season. And that's where you can see the tree lighting ceremony, as well as just being in the festive moment. There's special catering options. There are, of course, funnel cake as always, but they're dressed for Christmas. Very fun atmosphere in general. I wouldn't advise coming here on a cloudy day like today, if possible, because it gets pretty windy here in Vaughan. There's not much skyscrapers to break up the wind. But either way, you should enjoy yourself. Nonetheless, it's a fun experience, and it's a good place to bring your children as well. It is, after all, an amusement park. So we're just going to cross over here. And you can see now there's a large parking lot, very large. It can fit a lot of cars, but keep in mind that it is paid. So unless you purchase the fun day ticket, which is the admission for one single day, as well as parking included, you will have to pay extra. You can see all of the pricing on the website, or I will also put them over here on the screen somewhere. So today is a special day, like I said, and how you can access today's day is by purchasing a season pass or having a bring a friend ticket with a person who has a season pass. So season passes, there's 3 options. This year is actually the first year to feature a prestige season pass, which basically is the equivalent of a platinum from previous years, and it will give you the most perks. So starting with the regular season pass, it gives you access to the park, to the water park. It also gives you select discounts on merchandise and food, as well as drink options. Then the next tier is going to be the Gold Season Pass, which gives you also access to Winterfest and Halloween Haunt, which are the seasonal openings in the fall and the winter, as I mentioned before. And then the top of the line, Prestige Pass. It is brand new for this year, and it includes quite a few bits actually. So for this season, the Prestige Pass will include free general parking, and it also gives you access to free preferred parking. So when you scan your pass at the front entrance, you should get a ticket for exclusive parking spots closer to the entrance. And that's all included. Second, you can use it to, of course, enter during the summer, the fall season, and the winter, as well as season preview day. And it also gives you access to the VIP lounge, which is currently closed, but it will be open later during May. It is a brand new addition. Also, Season Pass gives you access to earlier ride times, as well as exclusive access to the water park 2 hours prior opening. Overall, Season Passes are a good way to enhance your visit, and also gives you unlimited visits during the summer. It might be useful if you're staying here for longer than 1 day or a week, and you have multiple options to visit. And it's just in general, if you want to visit the park many times or to explore every single nook and cranny of the park, it's a good option. So we're going to walk this way a little bit because I want to show the front entrance. As of right now, this is the temporary one. But as we walk this way, you'll see the main entrance, which is going to be open later this summer. It is currently under renovation and not open to the public, unfortunately. But you might still be able to go through when the park opens to the public. So there it is, you can see the big Canada's Wonderland sign appearing. That will be the main entrance. You can see all the crowds there. Usually you would go through this way, but for a season pass preview day, since it's not going to be as crowded as usually, we're just going to enter through that way. Now, I won't record while we're going in through security and everything. So I will cut here, and then I will resume recording back when I'm inside. So just stay tuned. It will be a fun video. Alright, so just a quick update. We went through security there. Those are the temporary gates. We are now inside the plaza. That's the main entrance, so that's where you would enter if you're coming here during the regular months. And these are all the lineups to go inside. So I will line up here, and I will update you guys once I'm inside. Alright, and here we are. We have just scanned our ticket, and we're inside. So let's just go to the fountain here. You can see this is the main fountain, and there's Wonder Mountain. That is one of the coolest pieces in this park. Of course, it's artificial, but during select dates and during some of the events, this mountain is being used. So over there's going to be divers. Sometimes there's divers jumping off into the pool, and we'll take a walk around. So there's plenty of events going on always, anytime you come in, just so you can look online or use the app to find out if there are any events going on or shows in the theaters. The theaters are a good way to step inside and maybe cool down a little bit on a hot day, or just to stay out of the sun so you don't get sunburned. So as we're walking here, another fact is that this pond that you're seeing, these fountains, they get frozen over the winter and they get used as a rink. So over here, right now what you see is water, but in the winter, and during Winterfest, you can rent skates or bring your own skates and come and skate. So it's a big public skating rink, really cool. And we're gonna go on that bridge next. So as you can also see, plenty of shops everywhere, plenty of food options, plenty of drink options. I forgot to mention, when you buy a season pass, when you buy any kind of season pass actually, you can purchase some add-ons, and those include season pass drinks and food options. So anytime you come to the park, all you do is scan your season pass QR code and you'll be able to get free food and free drinks. Drinks are limited to 15 minutes intervals, and for food you can only get 2 meals a day with a 4-hour interval in between. But trust me, with the waiting times and the lineups for rides, you will not be finding yourself with some extra time that you're thinking, oh, I wish I could get more food now. And for drinks, the drink plan includes any Coca-Cola refreshing stations. So what you'll get is a paper cup, and every time you come there, you scan your ticket, and they just give you a new cup, refill it with any pop, soda, whatever's in stock. If you purchase the Drink Plan Plus, which is a new drink plan for this year, it comes with a Prestige Pass, and what it gives you extra over the Coca-Cola refreshing stations is hot chocolate and coffee during the winter months and the fall season, so when it's colder outside. And what you can also get is icy, so it'll be like shaved ice for us Americans. and it's sort of like a popsicle in a cup. So that's going to be during the summer. I don't believe right now it's open, so I can't show you guys, but when you come here, of course, check it out. Feel free to go on the website, which I'll link below, canadaswonderland.com, and you can see all the amazing offers and options that you can purchase. So as we're walking here, they used to give out physical maps, physical paper maps when you come to the park, but as of right now, it's all gone digital. So somewhere over here, I'll put the digital park map, and we'll explore all of these sections. So Canada's Wonderland is divided into some sections. I don't exactly remember what they're called because I don't have the map in front of me, but there's a kiddie section, there's a Snoopy Land section, of course there's big rides and roller coasters scattered all around. We have a few wooden roller coasters in here, and mostly these are going to be linear rides, so non-roller coaster type. We have swinging, turning, all sorts of rides. We also have this really cool, the Bat ride, which is often broken down, but when it does operate, it's a lot of fun. It's like a boomerang style. You go front-sided, and then you go on your back. So you just kind of flip around. We can actually see it down here. So we'll go and show you guys as well. There are lots and lots and lots of linear rides here. And also turning, spinning, whatever you can imagine. So that's the Bat. As you can see, you will go front-sided, turn around, and then you go up the second ramp, and then just slide back down, backwards. So you'll be going backwards, and you can't see what's going on. It just adds to the fun and the thrill experience. I believe this is a thrill 5 level, so it is very thrilling, and not advised for people that are maybe a little scared of roller coasters, or are unable, or have a heart condition. So just keep that in mind as well. There in the distance you can see the Leviathan lift hill. It is an absolute behemoth. Not to be confused with the actual behemoth ride, which is not quite high, but nevertheless very thrilling. So the 3 big rides here, Leviathan, Behemoth, and Yukon Striker, they are very high, they are very fast, and a must visit if you're ever tolerant of roller coasters. So over here, as we walk in this very nice pathway, you can see Planet Snoopy. So this is going to be the kiddie section. I don't think we'll stop here too often. We'll just kind of walk through all of the park and look at all of the rides. You can see a wooden roller coaster in the distance there. So Planet Snoopy, again, is going to be the kiddie section. Nothing too exciting here. But I guess if you're 5 years old and you're watching this, then feel free to visit. I'll take this time to remind you guys that subscribing to the channel is a very big support and allows me to make more videos. So if you're able, please do subscribe and like the video so that I know to make more content like this. And I'm thinking we might visit back during the summer when it's warmer, but there's going to be definitely more people, more crowds. it'll be absolutely packed. There's a little swan ride. You can see nothing too tall and nothing too fast either. Boo Blasters. That is a very good starter roller coaster for smaller children and toddlers. Boo Blasters Boo Hill. It's a tiny, tiny coaster. Here, you can take a picture with some Snoopy action. Very fun. You can see a little swing action, a little airplane. There's a tiny carousel. There is a bigger carousel actually, and there's a couple for all of us adults that still like to have fun. Like I said, nothing too thrilling or extremely exciting for us older folk, but lots of stuff to do. There's another walkway there, but all of the same. To keep this video short, I won't be walking into all of the nooks and crannies of the park, so just bear with me. Here's Ghoster Coaster. That's one of the bigger kiddie coasters, but still not quite adult sized. If you're an adult though, grab a kid and feel free to hop on.
Hey, John.
You must be accompanied by a child because it is a kiddie coaster, but of course, if you have a child, go ahead and ride it. Up to you. Up here we can see Drop Tower.
I can't remember what D is for.
Very exciting.
You can't remember what D
It would be
is
more
for.
exciting if they didn't count down to drop. So when they go to the top, they count it down 3, 2, 1 and stuff, but what can we do? Now we're entering Kidsville. Another section of kiddie coasters and rides. So over here, Kidsville Station, it's a slow car ride, so you're sitting in little tiny trains, or yeah, you're sitting in trains and you're just going on around like a little track here. Taxi Jam. This is another kiddie coaster. As you can see, very small. There are the tracks. It's themed to a police chase actually. You can see the police car in the back and it's chasing the taxi. Very fun. And as you can see, it's very small, so it goes around 2 times. Usually this ride is very packed though, so keep that in mind when you're going through. Leave some time to visit this ride because it is very busy and very popular, I guess. There's another carousel, as you can see. One child. Like I said, this is a season preview day, so only people with season passes are allowed, and so maybe there's less kids today. Oh, it seems these pop-up shops are open, so that's interesting. Maybe not all of them are open, but again, the park is slated to open for May. Here's one of those theaters I was talking about. This one is sort of like a outdoor auditorium, and it will host a series of events and shows. This one is called Playhouse Theater. As you can see, Saturdays and Sundays, they're the times. As we walk around, this is a good place for parents to rest. You can drop your kids off at a ride or a roller coaster, and then you can come here and chill because we all know they can be a bit of a hassle. but just a bit. Over here, this is kind of like a teenage sort of roller coaster. It's actually suspended. It's called Silver Streak, and you can see not yet operational. So this is going to be one of those rides that you have to wait until the summer to ride, unfortunately. What you can ride though is those helicopters. So you can see the helicopters moving along a track. They're going to go through a forest, and when you're sitting inside you have to pedal to move them. So the faster you pedal, the faster you go. Here's a balloon ride, the one that spins around. Here's another one, but themed to eagles. There's a helicopter. Over here. I don't know where they put it, but there's usually a giant beach chair. So you can try to climb up on it and get a photo. But you can still visit the treehouse. And the Z, this marks the end of Kidsville. So as of right now, no kids allowed. I'm just kidding, of course, but it is adult rides and not quite recommended for children. But if they are high enough and courageous enough, then of course they can come. So this is one of the pop-ups that is closed right now. Lumberjack Climb. Basically, there's going to be ladders set up, and you have to climb up the ladders, ring a buzzer, and you'll win a giant stuffy bear. But it is not yet set up, so that's going to come probably in May or the summer. Lots to look forward to, as you can see. There's a smaller ride that is working. Flying canoes. This is actually a pretty new ride, as you could say. It opened back in 2022. So it was one of the newest rides after COVID, after the pandemic, to open. Now here's an interesting one. This is actually a rapid waters ride. It's called Whitewater Canyon, and if you don't have a bathing suit on, I wish you luck, because you will get wet. It is quite intense. And the water is always freezing. Don't get fooled by the warm weather during the summer, because that one, yeah, you'll get wet. As you might notice, there are tons of souvenir shops like this, and all of them mostly have Coca-Cola vending machines in them. So as we walk around here, this is one of the biggest roller coasters, and this is actually the tallest dive style coaster in the world. This coaster is called Yukon Striker, and this is brand spanking new. It opened last year in 2023 and has been a tall hit, if you know what I mean, since then. Now as we walk past Yukon Striker, you'll see another very, very new addition. It's called Tundra Twister, and it's more of the linear type, but it goes super high and it spins you around. You may even go upside down completely. So we'll take a look at that shortly. As we walk here, what you're seeing in front of us is the water park area. The water park will be open somewhere closer to June. I believe it's end of July, end of May, sorry. But not yet open. It's way too cold for that. and we need lots of lifeguards anyway. So there is Tundra Twister. Let's take a look. It will go completely up. It will twist completely 3 times before coming to a slow stop. And again, this is a new one. So there you go, Tundra Twister. And of course, towering all above us is Yukon Striker. You cannot escape it. There it goes. And I can't raise my phone high enough. Not a lot of people enjoying it yet, but I assume that will get more populated as the day goes and as people wander into this area. So, we don't have much of the park left to cover, but it is very windy roads, windy tracks, so it takes a while to get through all of it. Of course, as you're stopping for food and drinks and waiting in lines for rides, it will get a little annoying. So there will be shops like this, such as Gold Rush Junction and this one, which you can stop at and get food and drinks.
It's right here, guys.
Over there's Windseeker going up, and be aware that if you want to ride Windseeker, try and come on a day that's not windy, because ironically, the Windseeker does not like wind. Whenever it gets just a slight bit too windy, it will close down and not operate. So there goes Yukon Striker. It will come around here in just a moment and go around the twisty part. So let's wait for it. There it goes. And I will actually zoom out in just a bit to capture all of it. So there it goes. Let's see. Lots of fun. If you ride on it, make sure that you don't have any heart conditions, because it is very G-force intensive, meaning that it will push you back in your seat and you might gray out, you might black out even. It is very powerful, but very fun if you look past all of that. So here's another view at Windseeker. It is now coming down. In the distance you can see Wonder Mountain. There you go. And another suspended roller coaster, which is the red track here, which is called Vortex. It is not as popular, but when teenagers come around, and usually after school, it is packed. It's not the fastest roller coaster, but it is fun. There's the other wooden coaster, which is Mind Buster, and beware, as you may have heard, it is secretly called Spine Buster. You must hold on, because otherwise you may break your spine. It is just too old. I wonder how it's still running, but it's fun if you can endure the shakiness and the rattle. Either way, I'll shut up for a bit And here we are, arrived at the second giant behemoth. As you can see, an absolutely giant lift hill and giant thrill. There you can see Mindbuster or Spinebuster. Wooden, like I said, very shaky. Each of the big roller coaster has its own themed shop, so you can purchase merchandise, themed sweaters, shirts, all of that, as well as get your pictures either printed out or emailed to you for a small fee.
Because I do the beach. Alright, if you guys want to go back up, we're on last time. On the count of 3, I have to hear you scream as loud as you can. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Pretty good. Alright. I guess you have to go back up. Let's see. Right about now.
You're a cyclone, and you'll go absolutely psycho if you don't try this ride, because it's lots of fun. It spins, and it goes super high, as we'll see. Come on. So much fun. It's basically like a giant swing. And there it goes. It'll go even higher. There's one of the carousels. That's an adult-sized carousel. But of course, you can still bring your children there. There goes Cyclone, very high. There's the entrance for it. And we'll walk around this way. So we are nearing the entrance of the park again. And we'll walk a little the other way after. So here's Kingswood Music Theater. It hasn't been open for a little while now. I think they're going to tear it down soon to make way for a new ride, but we'll just have to see, I guess. Here are the two notorious roller coasters for breaking down all the time and being closed for half of the summer because they're so broken and unoperational. Time Warp is one. It is a very, very uncomfortable ride. Trust me on that. You can take a look at one of the cars there. It is a suspended car. And you sort of lie down. Not the comfortable. And also this one coming up, the gray coaster. It is called Flight Deck. It is quite the coaster, I can tell you that. It is also suspended, but I would not recommend riding it if you have a weak neck, because the whiplash is real. There are quite a few inversions, and unless you sit in the very first row, very first or right in the middle, it will be a bumpy ride. And bumpy, I mean you'll be bumping your head against the backrest. It will not be comfortable. But if you sit in the very front seat, specifically the left side, don't ask me how I know. First row, left side, will be the best ride. Again, not a good ride, but it will be the best experience you can have on this specific ride. I'm not even sure if it's operational. Yep, there's a guy standing. It is closed, probably for maintenance. And honestly, the better for that. Flight deck, as you can see. As we make our way towards the woods where we started, there is another half of the park that we still have to explore a little bit more. Just hang tight. Here's a challenge. See if you can find your country's flag. Take a look on this side, as well on that side. Comment down below if you see your country's flag and let me know which country these are, because I'm gonna be honest, I'm not really good with flags. I know some of these, but leave a comment down below. As we approach the front of the park, we'll go around the fountain, and this time we'll go the other way. Here's another shop quickly. And if you're enjoying this video so far, please drop a like and consider subscribing. It helps out the channel tremendously. And if you have any video suggestions for next time, drop a comment. Alternatively, you can also drop me an email. If you go to the account page, to the channel page, you should see my email there. Another great view of Leviathan. It is quite the coaster. Here's the front gate with the big Canada flag. A little Easter egg. During Winterfest, this roof will actually house Santa's sleigh and his reindeer. So make sure to take a look at that. Alright. Now we're gonna go see Leviathan and Drop Tower, and then close out. Their face painting is open already, as well as shops, obviously. You can buy all sorts of candy here, as well as apparel. Slide out the way here. You can see this. Grand entrance. And this marks the entrance to the medieval area. Or medieval fair, sorry. That's what it's called. Great castles all around. And this is where the future VIP lounge area will be hosted. As you can see right now, this is the All's Well Hall. But in the future, this will be called another name, and it will be the VIP lounge. This is one of the best theaters in the park, the Canterbury Theater. It is an indoor theater with great sound system and great lights. It has tons of shows. Here we can actually see the entrance to the VIP lounge. It's called the Griffin's Crown, coming May 2024. So, as you can see, these are only for the prestige pass holders. So, if you have a regular season pass or gold season pass, unfortunately, you will not be able to enter that. But for all of us prestige pass holders, you're welcome to check it out. Let's take another look at it from this side. You can also notice the jumping platforms. This is where events are going to be held during the summer. There's another quick look at the VIP lounge. Very cool. And let's keep moving. So here you can see the Riptide area. This is quite an interesting ride. As you spin around, it will blast water up and you may get wet. It's not always guaranteed, but you might just get wet. As you can see, there's water down there. And it'll spray some water jets up. Over here, one of the oldest roller coasters ever in this park, Dragon Fire. It has a lot of inversions and 2 different types of inversions as well. So quite an interesting ride, and you should definitely ride it if you have the chance. The only thing to keep in mind here is Dragon Fire has limited leg space. So if you have long legs or you're a tall person, then you might not be fit for this ride. As we walk around this way, you can see another glance of the bat, which we talked about at the very beginning. Milk can. So the pop-ups, they're opening. The souvenir and gift shops are also open. Now, don't be fooled by the crowds today, because this is not crowded at all. And when you come during the summer, once the park is open to the public, it will be packed. Trust me, unless it is raining or super windy, there will be absolute hordes of people. And all of the wait times for the big rides will be at least an hour. So unless you have the fast pass, the fast lane, which is an additional cost to skip the lines, you might have some long wait times. There's Leviathan. There's the 3rd wooden coaster, as well as the drop tower. You can see straight down. Here is Nightmares. I don't think this will create any nightmares, but it is frightening because there are no seat belts. That's right. No seat belts on this ride. It is purely centrifugal force, which pushes you back as you go up, pushes you back as you go down. Extremely fun. Here's another tourney ride. Big boat. And as we make our way towards the bat, this will be the end of the video. So just under an hour, King's Feast. There you go. Entrance to the Wild Beast, which is the wooden coaster. There's the bat. And I will take this spectacular view of Leviathan as the exit point. Thank you all for tuning into today's video, and hopefully you'll have the chance to visit this park on your own as well. Bring your kids along, Make sure to check out all of the exciting rides and roller coasters, and I will see you all in the next video. Ciao.